Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julia, hey, guess what day it is? Ah, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Shannon, guess what day it is?
Pulse Day.
Woo woo!
Taylor, how happy are students here at CHS? I'd say happier than Mr. Henderson on a Monday.
Pulse Day! Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the second episode of The Pulse. I'm Alex Papia.
And I'm Paige Pendergrast. In this week's news, grab your dancing shoes. Homecoming is coming up this Saturday. Get your tickets now.
Well, I know I'm ready for it.
How's that?
I've been going to Miss Lacey's tap dancing classes, Tuesdays at 6 in the auditorium for anyone who wants to improve their moves.
Really? Why don't you show us? For those of you with actual talent, there are tons of clubs here at CHS.
Clubs? I got mine right here.
Not those clubs. I mean clubs like this.
Standing amongst the chaos of the activities fair, overwhelmed by the sight of countless clubs, the question isn't even which ones to join, but what are all these clubs? What do they do? How did they start? From the founding of Chatham High School to the present day, more and more clubs have been steadily added to the repertoire, some gaining more success than others. For those clubs that have survived to this day, or that have just started this year, there is a constant struggle to gain new members in order for the club to survive after each graduation. Clubs need members in order for them to have a lasting impact on the CHS community. Two such clubs are PULP, a club with a long history at CHS, and Space Club, which is new this year. Both clubs faced a common struggle to create a long-lasting legacy at the school.
I've been advising PULP for the last 3 years, so this is my 4th year doing it.
And this is my first year, and I'm really psyched to be involved.
I think that it's a great opportunity for students to get involved who are interested in writing and also interested in publishing. I think we have an opportunity to put on the Poetry Festival in the wintertime and then also to really be involved in producing a magazine from the kind of infant stages to the kind of final product.
And what's great about the clubs, it's really student-driven and student-led. So whatever the interests of our members are is where the club will go this year.
It's a great opportunity, I think, to be involved in a club that's a little bit more low-key. I definitely think that it's started to create a tradition. I think that the magazine is something that people can look forward to at the end of the year, and also something that for members is really nice to kind of use it almost as a yearbook sort of kind of idea in terms of being able to hang on to it at the end of each year as well.
And what a great opportunity for students to have their work published.
You absolutely can send either me or Ms. McCabe an email if you're interested in joining the club, or also if you have a submission that you would like definitely to be in the magazine. Join PULP, it's really awesome. Yeah, you guys will have a really great time, and it's a really great opportunity to just get involved in a club here at CHS.
My name is Connor McNally. I'm a Chatham Township fireman here at Chatham High School, but I'm just a student. And I created the Space Club. It originally started from my love for everything science fiction, and I started stargazing one night, and then I realized how much space means to me and how important it is to everybody. And so I would like more people to get involved with it, I think, in the study of space. Well, I knew that there was an astronomy class here, which I'm taking this year, but I went up to Ms. Holzer, who's the astronomy teacher, and I asked her if she could be my advisor, because I know that for creating a group you have to make an advisor, or get an advisor, so I just started from there.
Each year, clubs struggle to keep membership, regardless of how long they've been a part of the Chatham community.
I had to personally go out and talk to every single person that I got to join, which is 20-something people, which took quite a large amount of time. I mean, in terms of the students here at Chatham, I think it would definitely offer not only a nice environment, but a learning environment for anybody that's interested in learning more about space, anybody that just loves to talk about it or loves to think of science fiction, or just anybody that has any kind of love for everything that's up there.
Choose clubs that you can be passionate about, old and new. Take a risk. You never know what you might enjoy. It's all about exploring possibilities, discovering new interests, and maybe creating a tradition or two.
Caw.
Alex, what are you doing now?
Just practicing to become an Eagle Scout.
I don't think that's how it works. Why don't we watch this video to see how it's really done?
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood, a neighborly day for a beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you.
The Eagle Award's probably the most prestigious award you could get in scouting. It's taken about 12 years. When you're in about 5th or 6th grade, or about, I think it's 11 years old, you start scouting, you start with all the basics like building tents, fires, pocket knives, stuff of that nature. And then as you progress, you get more into complex things such as like first aid, life-saving, swimming, canoeing, all this other fancy stuff. You start to set this goal for yourself to become an Eagle Scout. You just create a project, you get it approved by multiple people, like the council, the district, national, project coaches, get that approved before I could even start it. If you look over there, you can see all this brush and everything. That's exactly where we're sitting, look like right now. What we did is we just walked in, cleared out all the brush, and then the main idea is in these exclosures that we're sitting between is to remove the invasive species of plants that is in these woods. So what we did is we removed everything, and then in one of the exclosures we just left it alone, see if nature would take its course. And this is just an experiment that'll take many years to see if it'll work. So hopefully nature can run its course and bring the native species back by isolating it from the invasives. And then in this exclosure to my right, we planted multiple native plants, and pretty much what that is to catalyze a reaction to bring all the native plants that are somewhat habitable to this environment back to the forest. In this one in particular, we have the native plants planted. One over there is the same thing, just we're just letting it sit. We're not putting anything in there, so no one should ever have to go in either of these for a very long time. And then just the environmental aspect of the benches and the information kiosk that is still yet to be finished. Pretty much the school and anyone else that wants to can come out here, sit down, take in the scenery, learn a little bit about the environment. Pretty much over here you have metal hexagrid fencing. It's approximately 7.5 feet tall. The point of it is because it's supposed to be invisible, so if you're standing about 100 feet from it, you can barely even see it unless you're looking for it. There's little white ribbons, so no animals or people happen to walk into it. After the Eagle project's done, I mean, colleges will see that, I mean, I accomplished the goal of this enormity, and that I was able to do something that required a great deal of leadership, planning, and everything. So coming over those obstacles and everything, it shows that you're prepared to take on other and bigger and greater tasks.
If you could have dinner with any 3 people, who would they be?
I think I would just clone Mr. Henderson twice.
If you could go to dinner with 3 other people, who would you choose and where would you go?
I would probably pick Teddy Roosevelt, Michael Jordan, Bubba Watson, and we would go probably to Michael Jordan's house.
The other people would be my dad, Megan Fox, and Ryan Sheckler. I don't know where we'd go, probably somewhere in the city.
I guess my mom, my dad, and my brother. We would go to my house, because that's where the best food is.
JB Mariano for sure, Darth Maul, and the Morristown Theater ticket taker at the country store.
I would have to choose my children, Ryan, Haley, and Maddie, and we would definitely go to McDonald's so we can all climb in the climby thing.
I would go to a basketball game and then out to dinner with Jennifer Aniston, Julianne Hough, and Thomas Love Goals.
Okay, Beyonce, Justin Bieber, and Chelsea Gilligan, and wherever Chelsea wants.
I would go to dinner with Heidi Klum, William Walker, the Gray-Eyed Man of Destiny, and Robert Plant, and I would go to Benoit in Paris.
Stephen Hawking, Albert Einstein, Terry Crews, probably go to the Outback Steakhouse.
On guard.
Alex, what in the world?
I really want to be on the fencing team.
I think it takes a lot more than yelling "on guard" to be on the fencing team. Let's take a look at the real deal.
Fencing is not only a physique building sport, it's also a relationship building sport. We sat down with J.C. Perrin, captain of the CHS fencing team, as he took us through his fencing past and all the relationships he's built. Also, all of the memories he now shares.
Well, I've been fencing since 2004 when the Athens Olympics were. Actually, the reason I started fencing is because I saw fencing on TV. It was like sick. I want to try that. But I've been in and out of like private clubs my entire time. While I was going there, I made a lot of friends. I didn't get to see them that often out of practice because weekends we were all doing tournaments where you're being super competitive, and weekdays they're fencing with their high school. And I learned more and more about it when I talked to them, and it sounded sweet. So I just decided, why not try to start it here? And I know there were some other like-minded kids, and we got together and made it happen. Yeah, I think one of the biggest obstacles is the time crunch that we have during the season, because going to private clubs, you have time to dilly-dally. You can, take a few weeks off if you really need it. You have time to just try out, see what weapon, because there's 3 weapons in fencing, which weapon works best for you. When you're on a school team, you really don't have time for that. Every day we're practicing and gearing up for the end of the season. So there's no time for dilly-dallying, and there's no time for trying out a weapon to see which works best. Yeah, so it's a lot more rushed. Also, I didn't expect at all, because most of my friends that I made when I was fencing privately, a lot of women were fencing. There are fewer and fewer women who seem to be joining fencing teams through schools now, and they're all going to private clubs, which is just, I'm not sure why, but it's been a big problem. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Well, I've made a lot of great friends through the fencing team. I've met a lot of really cool people that I really just wouldn't have connected with otherwise. I've had a lot of chance to experience the rest of New Jersey, because there's a lot of camaraderie between teams that you don't see in like cross country, where you're hanging out with other teams after practice. You're going to parties with them. Which is a lot of fun. I've had the opportunity to explore a lot of New Jersey that I wouldn't have otherwise seen. It started out the first 2 years. We didn't really know what we were doing, and I think last year and this year we're really starting to come together, and we're acting like not a professional team, but an established high school team. That has their eye on the prize, and each individual member knows exactly what he wants to get out of it. It's not an experiment anymore. I'll say it right now, we want to go to states. Boys team made it to states last year. Boys Sabres squad made it to states last year. What? Individuals made it to states last year. What? So we want to get there. We want to get there again, and if we can, we'd like to win.
No more goofing off. This is the Pulse.
Fine. That about wraps it up for this week. See you next week.